Hello and welcome to SatTV Week, the news programme for the international satellite industry. This week, Brian Dolby talks to Avanti Communications, James Shortland reports on Europe's first EGNOS airport, and we have the latest launch news. But first, here's Richard Hooper with the news headlines.
Eutelsat and Russia's RSCC will partner on broadband and data network services in Russia, using Eutelsat's new Ka-sat high-throughput satellite. Launched in December 2010 and on track to shortly go into full commercial service, Ka-sat will support the two-way broadband service provided by Eutelsat's SkyLogic affiliate. Within the framework of the partnership, RSCC will be the main partner of SkyLogic in commercialising two-way services in European regions of the Russian Federation. At a recent exhibition in Moscow, Eutelsat and RSCC unveiled the enhanced performance and speed of the two-way broadband service, with the first live demonstration via Ka-sat. Speaking at a Newtec hosted seminar in Miami last week, Susan Irwin, president of Euroconsult USA, predicted robust growth in emerging markets for satellite broadcasting in the next decade. According to Irwin, by 2019 we can expect an additional 10,000 television channels will be delivered via satellite, largely thanks to growth in HD and additional DTH platforms. Digital TV will continue to grow and there will be a need for affordable offerings and low-cost business models, especially in emerging markets where there is significant growth potential. During the seminar, Newtec presented alongside other experts on a variety of subjects focused on keeping satellite services profitable, ranging from telecoms and IP trunking to business decision-making in the broadcast industry. Serge Van Herk, CEO of Newtec, told SatTV Week that the company hosted the two-day event to share best practices and to help in their efforts to develop technologies and products that make a real difference in the way broadcasters, telecom companies, ISPs and others use satellite communications.
Richard will be back later with more news. Avanti Communications sells satellite broadband services to telecoms companies on its HILUS-1 satellite, launched in November 2010. Earlier, Brian Dolby spoke to Simon Barrett, head of marketing at Avanti Communications, and asked him how the satellite was performing.
The satellite, as said, launched in November. We've gone through a period of testing, absolutely happy with the satellite's performance. We're now migrating customers here in Scotland. Actually, we've got over 2,000 satellite customers in Scotland, and we're about 75% of the way through migrating those onto HILUS-1. Well, we will complete by the end of May, so they'll be getting the benefits of our new service and our new satellite.
And what kind of customers have you got? Who are you servicing with the satellite?
It's a real mix here. It's the project was set up by the Scottish Government, and that was to address the problems they face with reaching customers that could not get terrestrial broadband connections. And we're providing services, we will be providing services shortly from 1 meg up to 8 megabits per second download, and that's going to a mixture of homes and businesses, from crofts to the islands to some customers in quite central locations, close to towns, but still beyond the reach of the terrestrial network.
It is interesting that we're talking here in Edinburgh at the opening day of the Next Gen event, where people are talking largely about futures and how to do open access networks, but really you guys are actually delivering it already.
Yeah, and satellite has been an unsung hero. It's the only technology available that's got 100% coverage now. Commercial services are available today, and it is an effective complementary technology that fills the broadband gap, particularly in areas like here in Scotland.
Yeah, and it's often forgotten, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I think people don't realise how significant satellite technology is. I mean, from GPS to satellite TV, the technology is all embracing, and pretty much everywhere in the world people benefit from technology that we deliver through satellite platforms.
So it's the first time we've had a chance to talk to you on SatTV Week. Just give us a little bit of the breadth of the area of action that Avanti covers.
Well, Avanti's a very interesting satellite company. It's one of the very few entrepreneurial satellite companies. We are active in Ka-band satellite technology. That's our chosen technology. HILUS-1, as we've said, launched in November. We have a second satellite, HILUS-2, launching in 2012, mid-2012. Both of those satellites have more than UK coverage. HILUS-1 covers Europe, HILUS 2 will cover Europe plus Middle East and Africa. So for us right now, the story is about taking our message across those markets and meeting partners and getting channel partners that will work with us to sell the technology further on.
It sounds like we'll be hearing a lot more from you in the future. So, but thanks for talking to SatTV Week.
Thank you.
The final mission of the Space Shuttle Endeavour, which launched on Monday from NASA's Kennedy Space Center, docked with the ISS on Wednesday. The STS-134 mission is the penultimate orbiter flight and the final one for Shuttle Endeavour. The crew is delivering supplies, including the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer 2. The 16-day mission will include 4 spacewalks. In other launch news, preparations for the next Dnieper cluster launch have begun at the Yasny launch base. Payloads to be launched include the Shtik-2 and BPA-2 of the State Space Agency of Ukraine, Nigeria Sat-2 and Nigeria Sat-X of SSTL, RASat of the Space Research Technology Institute of Turkey, EduSat of the University of Rome, and APRISat 5 and 6 of SpaceQuest USA. The primary payload of the mission, Shtik-2 satellite and BPA-2, are already at the launch base, and the remaining payloads are scheduled to arrive by the end of the month. According to the current schedule, this Dnieper launch into a sun-synchronous orbit is tentatively planned for June. The exact launch date will be confirmed after all satellites have arrived. The aeroshell and cruise stages of NASA's Mars Science Laboratory have been delivered to the Kennedy Space Center. Lockheed Martin built the aeroshell, and NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory built the cruise stage. The aeroshell will encapsulate and protect the Curiosity rover during its deep space cruise to Mars, and from the intense heat and friction that will be generated as the system descends through the Martian atmosphere. The rover is in testing at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which manages the Mars Science Laboratory project for the NASA Science Mission Directorate. The rover and other parts of the Mars Science Laboratory are being delivered in May and June for launch later this year. In August 2012, Curiosity will land on Mars for a 2-year mission to examine whether conditions in the landing area have been favourable for microbial life and for preserving evidence about whether life has existed there. Pau-Pyrénées in southern France has become Europe's first airport to use the new EGNOS Safety of Life service to guide aircraft in for landing using only this highly accurate space navigation signal. Clermont-Ferrand Airport in central France is also set to start using EGNOS, serving mainly business aircraft, while Marseille Airport should also join them, chosen because it is used by Eurocopter for helicopter certification. Le Bourget Airport is also scheduled to be equipped with EGNOS by the time the Paris Air Show starts in June. James has the story.
The European Geostationary Navigation Overlay System, EGNOS, combines geostationary satellites with a network of ground stations to sharpen the accuracy and integrity of GPS signals across Europe. On the 2nd of March, the EGNOS Safety of Life service was officially made available for the safety critical task of providing vertical guidance to aircraft on final approach. This represents the culmination of 15 years' work by ESA, the European Commission, the EGNOS Operator and Infrastructure Group, a club of 7 European air navigation service providers, and Eurocontrol, the European Organisation for the Safety of Air Navigation. Eurocontrol is now working with the air navigation service providers in Europe, the airspace users and the national civil aviation authorities to promote the use of EGNOS. France's Directorate General for Civil Aviation is among their most active partners, and according to the Directorate's Benoît Roturier, by 2020 all of France's approximate 100 airports should be EGNOS capable. He believes that from the point of view of navigation strategy, there are many benefits, notably improving safety on smaller runways where no vertical guided approach is available. Today, France is one of the European states with the most runways equipped with instrument landing system infrastructure, but over time the aim would be to rationalise deployment of this expensive equipment, gradually replacing ILS with EGNOS-based procedures offering more or less the same level of performance. The main Airbus company also plans to equip its new A350 line with EGNOS. The next phase on the avionics side, aiming at expanding the range of EGNOS-equipped users, would be to look at retrofitting existing aircraft.
Communic Asia 2011. Asia's largest knowledge-based ICT platform is the most recognised one-stop knowledge platform for digital multimedia and entertainment technology.
Over the last 3 years, Russia has been establishing space services centres around the country. The centres are capable of providing services such as satellite imagery, mapping in 3D, and monitoring transport systems. In August, another centre, the 10th, will open in Naberezhny Chelny, and according to the Director General of JSC Rekord, Vyacheslav Bezborodov, Chelny will be the most modern and versatile of all the centres. Once opened, all investment projects will be consolidated under the centre, where the focus will be on teaching students and training for innovation, along with the promotion of satellite services that will be of practical use in the Zakhamskaya region. And now here's Richard with more news.
Integral Systems has entered into a definitive agreement under which it will be merged with a subsidiary of Kratos Defence and Security Solutions in a cash and stock transaction for an enterprise value of approximately $260 million. Kratos is a specialised national security technology business providing mission-critical products, services and solutions for United States national security priorities. Consumers and businesses globally are paying on average 18% less for entry-level information and communication technology services than they were 2 years ago, and more than 50% less for high-speed internet connections, according to new figures released by ITU. Data from ITU's 2010 ICT price basket also showed that relative prices for mobile cellular services decreased by almost 22% from 2008 to 2010, while fixed telephony costs declined by an average of 7%. Over the same period, the number of mobile cellular subscriptions worldwide grew from 4 to 5.3 billion.
And finally, preparations are underway for the June the 9th launch of the International Aquarius SatTV Observatory. The mission's primary instrument, Aquarius, will study interactions between ocean circulation, the water cycle and climate by measuring ocean surface salinity. The engineers at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California are performing final tests before mating Aquarius SatTV to its Delta II rocket. The mission is a collaboration between NASA and Argentina's space agency, with participation from Brazil, Canada, France and Italy. That's all for this week. Thank you for watching.